You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Here's an update on the case of Gabrielle Union. Of course, she claimed that there were issues of workplace misconduct for America's Got Talent. Well, they announced in November they were not renewing her contract. She was getting $12 million a year as one of the judges. They claimed that they were sort of cycling out two of the judges, both who were in their first year. The two male judges, Simon Cowell, his company owns the show, and Howie Mandel, who's been there for 10 years, they were not being, quote, refreshed. She talked about, of course, a racial joke that Jay Leno told that never aired, but that was unsettling to some of the other employees, those who were Asian. She talked about getting excessive notes about her appearance and her hair, saying it was too black from executives with the network, NBC. Well, about 2 hours ago, Gabrielle, she sent out this tweet because she and her attorneys had a meeting today with lawyers and executives from NBC, Fremantle, as well as Simon Cowell's company, Psycho. Go to my iPad, please. This is her tweet. She says, "We had a lengthy 5-hour and what I thought to be productive meeting yesterday. I was able to, again, express my unfiltered truth. I led with transparency and my desire and hope for real change." What I found to be interesting here, Amisha, is that in the statements from NBC and the statements from Fremantle, they said, "We look forward to hearing from her complaints," as if she never said anything before. Mm-hmm. Now, that raises a serious question, because if she had previously said things before and it did not go up the chain of command, that's a company problem.
Exactly. And again, kudos to you for pointing it out, because by all intents and purposes and all the comments that she's made, it seems as though she had reached out about these issues previously on multiple occasions. She reached out when they first commented on her hairstyles because they said that she changed it too much. It was too ethnic for their audience, cold, too black. They made some racially derogatory comments about some of the actual participants in the show who happened to be young African-American males, and how they felt that they were ghetto and that they weren't going to be representative of the country if they were to proceed and move forward in the competition. I think that what Gabby was trying to do was not only showcase and be who she is, but also to fight for minorities that she felt were discriminated against. And she made those comments very clear to leadership. Now, where they went beyond those conversations she initially had, that's up for debate. But I do think that she definitely made those, and she made that clear even in the announcements. But beyond that, I think one of the bigger issues that NBC has is that this isn't the first time somebody has stepped forward and had a conversation about how they treat people of color, specifically women, and how this show in particular, America's Got Talent, has treated women, because they have a habit of cycling out the women within 6 months to a year. They've consistently done that, and the women who come in tend to be whiter and they tend to be younger than the woman who they just cycled out. So there's a pattern of what's going on here, and typically they get rid of them without even giving them a real reason as to why they're being cycled out.
In fact, Kelly, Sharon Osbourne, one of the previous judges, blasted it as being a boys' club, saying that she found it grossly unfair that she was made to fly commercial, but then when Howie Mandel came, they gave him a plane to fly back and forth. Howard Stern, he even said that Simon Cowell runs this show as a boys' club, and blasted that in essence defending Gabrielle Union.
But that's not something that is new news, especially for people who were, privy to what was going on in the first place. One of the first articles I read about this situation talked about the insiders at America's Got Talent and how they also confirmed Gabrielle Union's accounts of what was happening specifically with Jay Leno and his commentary regarding Asians, her hair critique, and they tried to disguise it as continuity issues, and that's ridiculous as well, because how many white women have been in and out of that host seat whose hair has changed, hair color has changed, probably eye color too, everything has changed in the span of one episode for some of these women. So again, the hypocrisy is there, and it is documented. But what Amisha was saying earlier about NBC having an issue, it brings to light what I remember of Tamron Hall and what was happening with her contracts and how, she was basically being prepped to sit in the anchor seat for the Today Show, and then for whatever reason, she just wasn't there and was replaced with Megyn Kelly.
Well, no, she wasn't the Today Show. It was the fourth. It was the third hour. Or the fourth hour, one of those hours.
One of them.
And then when they signed Megyn Kelly, and that hour was hosted by her and Al Roker, was doing very well in the ratings. They wanted to bring in Megyn Kelly, and the ratings for that hour went down. And
now Megyn Kelly is no more. So my point being is just, again, I'm just echoing what my colleagues are saying at this point, but there's just a huge problem and a disconnect when it comes to minority entrepreneurs and anchors and reporters and those in the media with these big organizations, and it just needs to come to an end.
Rob, I want to come back to you again from a legal standpoint. So again, when I see this statement, and then when I see a statement from NBC and Fremantle that we look forward to hearing more about the issues Gabrielle Union had. Okay, if you're a company lawyer, you probably are saying, what the hell? Because to release a statement saying we look forward to hearing these things it implies this is the first that we've heard about it, which means that if this is the first that you've heard about it, and all of a sudden she gets booted for the show, a so-called refresh, somebody might be having to write the check for the remaining 2 years she was on the contract and fork over $24 million.
Exactly. And just on the employment law side of it, understand that when you make a complaint, when you're going through what's called the interactive process, that's where HR representatives from the company need to sit down with you to accommodate and try to resolve any employment issues you have. So if her hair is an issue, then you negotiate, you mediate that out. You don't just wait until you're ready to terminate her and say, well, this is the issue, this is why we terminated you, because of the hair issue, because of continuity, because of a refresh or whatever else. And just on a side note, like being black, you can't win for losing sometimes. If one of the Kardashians wears some black hair, they say, oh my God, Khloe Kardashian invented black hair. Or Miley Cyrus starts twerking, she invented that too. But when you, as an African-American woman, wears your natural black hair, that's a problem. When if white kids want to take black culture and black rap music and dance and all that stuff, it's fine. If a black kid actually wants to express that on a TV show, now they're being too ghetto. Like it's like, what standard you actually want to hold us to?
Well, and the crazy thing here was, again, it's a refresh. They were in their first year.
Exactly.
Her and Juliana Hough were in their first year.
And I also want to...
Okay, 3-year contract, series of one-year contracts, but the first year.
And the ratings were really strong.
That was my point.
I'm like, a refresh, when your ratings went up this season, is the highest of their last 2 seasons. So I'm like...
And it's all from Gabrielle Union. That was the thing. So, like, if you look at the ratings and where they came from and where the most especially on social media, the interactions regarding America's Got Talent was predominantly on Gabrielle Union's page and her affiliated pages.
Who had never watched the show.
Never watched
and
it,
that's
and they
why
came
we have
solely
that
for
phrase.
her.
That's that bullshit right there. I mean, that's what that is. I mean, anybody can see right through. So she's saying, oh, so I had these complaints. Now, all of a sudden, my contract doesn't get renewed. Oh, and what you have here is, of course, Simon Cowell being the 800-pound elephant. And what you have is him being, quote, the big star, his company owning the show, production deal with NBC, previously had the X Factor, was on American Idol, and so they've made tons of money, so nobody wants to run afoul of him. Somebody's going to be writing a check.
But Simon Cowell was even known for these things on those shows. Take American Idol, for instance.
But it was tolerated.
Every black person on the show.
But it was tolerated.
I also wonder whether Julianne Hough was also terminated to make it look like it wasn't a race issue,
and then,
so that both of them are out.
She came out with a comment, oh, no, everything was fine with me because
she has something coming up.
On NBC.
On NBC.
There you go. So, yeah, I think y'all going to be writing a check. And more than likely, if I'm Gabrielle Union, I'm like, don't just have me a check to go away. Put me back on the show.
I need both.
No. I'm saying, but see, how this thing always works is, okay, fine, we'll cut a check for you to go away. No. Write a check and put me back on the show. In fact, you were paying me $12. Why don't you go ahead and double that to $20? or 24 a year. We'll see what happens.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, folks, as the marijuana momentum continues, the folks at marijuanastock.org have already reached more than half of their funding goal for the hemp CBD investment. That's right. If you want to take advantage of this great opportunity, you need to do it now because it won't last much longer. Now, if you don't know, I'm talking about the hemp plant, the good cousin to marijuana, with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Some of y'all like, damn, I want the high part. Also, if you don't know, hemp farming is now legal in the United States, creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. It's an investment opportunity that you could participate in, and the folks at 420 Real Estate want to help you. Their business model is real simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and leases it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords. You can get in on the action. As hemp continues to change the economic landscape, 420 Real Estate is allowing you to chase the American dream. Now, what you can do is you can invest in their crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200. That's right, $200 up to $10,000. Now, you got to do it now before the fund closes. To invest, go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game and get in the game now.
Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.